And so the four nations have finished facing off. Much as it sucked losing in the final, I hope we can still take this moment to appreciate the greatness of Sid the Kid. Oh, for Christ's sakes, if you're not going to make up your mind between tanking and going all in, we have a newly crowned Four Nations MVP who is ready to bring Crosby back to glory. And trust me, bud, it's not just what everyone wants, but it's what Sid deserves. Or we could just go back to feeding baseless rumors. Completely agree. If the only thing that come out of this tournament is Turbo putting in a good word for us with Rantanen, we'd be more than happy to compensate Carolina with Seth Jones before signing Nico outright in the offseason. Cause Rantanen just saw Jacob Slavin put on a defensive clinic against some of the best players on the planet, but he's gonna want to ask to leave after only a month here. Yeah, we sure are back to the regular NHL season, alright. And Z finishes the tournament as the top scorer with 6 points. I hope the league is ready for my Zach Werenski for Norris agenda, cause I am done with this disrespect. At the end of the day, I'm just glad Mata and Valimaki were included. If anything, I'm pumped to see them both back on the ice at the Delta Center on Sunday. They called us crazy when we asked for a first-round pick for Granny, and he literally just put Finland on his back multiple times this tournament. On second thought, we should have probably asked for 2 firsts. Not a bad showing from our guys at all, but if you'd have told me back in December that the top Dallas players this tournament would be Thomas Harley and Michael Granlund, I would have probably been shocked considering the first one didn't make the initial roster, and the second one wasn't even on our team yet. You know, Canada might have gone undefeated if they had just picked Mackenzie Weegar from the start. I mean, Sweden's only win came when Anderson was put in the lineup, so just saying. Leo Carlson's only game was also that one win, so even if your roster isn't puking their guts next time, maybe just give the kid a couple more games. Our Swedes carried their team to some key points while Favor and Boldy were incredible for us. Hopefully we can focus on these great performances instead of someone turning this into a forum of some kind, right Bill Guerin? Oh, and thanks for barely playing Brock Nelson, by the way. It's not like part of me wanted to up his trade value while the other wanted to show everyone why he's worth extending. Played both sides and still lost. Let's see, major props to Gensel for being arguably our deadliest scorer out there. Good job to Vic for a valiant effort despite that flu that hit Team Sweden hard. And I guess for the others, I don't know, score a couple more goals when you get back in blue and maybe I'll talk to you then. I guess congrats are in order for the Travi. I really thought our plan of sending in Sandheim as a sleeper cell to help sabotage Team Canada would work. Although his play in the final kind of explains why Erson looked so much better with the competent decor with Team Sweden. Well, I don't know how to feel about Saros being kind of outplayed by his former backup Kevin Lankinen, who we let go of last season, but hey, at least George Kittle and Felix Forsberg had fun. Big shout out to Barty and our Finns for powering that win against Gus and the Swedes, but I think we can all agree that the biggest stars of this event were Chucky and his brother, right? I am fully expecting a big ol' C on his chest by the time the Olympics roll around. And honestly, just leave Chokes and Matthews at home if we want a chance to win. Absolute ingrates, tearing down Austin for one mistake after an otherwise excellent game. Anyways, if you'll excuse me, I do need to ask this before we all turn back against Marner once his dad inevitably turns this into a campaign for a $20 million a year contract, but where are all the Mitch haters at right now, huh? Big games, big moments, and big plays from a big-time player! Obviously, Sandy and Brady knocked it out of the park, but if there's one thing I hope we all learned from this tournament, it's that there is no way we should still be playing Travis Hamonic over Nick Matanpalo. I am beyond proud of Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond, man. Incredible play, leadership, and I swear if they are not first goddamn liners for the next USA and Sweden rosters, then that ain't no best on best. I'm sorry. Well, we sure got a good serving of PB with Bratt looking like a stud for Sweden. As for the J, I guess all I have to say is, at least we didn't have 3 out of 4 players come back from Boston with 0 points like the Rangers. So Foxy was practically invisible, Vinny broke his finger, and Mika got the flu, but I guess at least he and Kreider each got a goal, so maybe they found their scoring touch after this. Oh, and can't forget about that JT Miller fight that was pretty awesome, even if he did kind of punch himself in the face. Ha! Imagine your top players being paired with all-star teammates for once and still finding out a way to completely vanish from the tournament. Yeah, I know. All I'm saying is if the US wanted size and finesse for the final, Paige Thompson was literally in the building ready to suit up. Or you could have had Cole Caulfield, who is like top 3 for American goal scorers this season. Nope, no need, fellas. Turns out when Theodore got injured, the results for the rest of the tournament were completely invalidated by me, so I guess there was no winner and we just completely wasted our times. Sorry, I don't make the rules. No, seriously, like, I know the Finns were ravaged by injury, but it still blows my mind that Henri Jokiharju played and scored in one of these tournaments before Tage did. Alright, given that I am now being punished by having to go back to watching Habs hockey, I'd like to repent for something I think all of us fans in Montreal regret doing. And that is cheering for Brad Marchand, man. Absolute lowest point in my life, I tell you. If I said what was on my mind right now, I could very well go to jail, so instead I'll just say, screw Team Canada, screw the Team USA / Minnesota Wild medical staff, and for the 1 millionth time, screw Jordan Binnington! Well, looks like Jordan Binnington proved all the haters wrong. And by haters, I mean me, cause like, seriously? Now is the time you pick to become a brick wall? Come on, Binner! I get back from vacation and all I see are fans turning on their guys for playing against their countries. Meanwhile, we are out here chilling, bonding, and gearing up for a playoff run. We are not the same. It's honestly baffling that even though we got a Canada-USA final, we did not get the only set of teammates with 30 goals each facing off against each other, but whatever. Oh, and by the way, Helly, we already got all the paperwork filled out. Just sign on the dotted line and we'll get you on a Team Canada jersey in no time. Hey, Kakko got a key assist to force overtime against Sweden, and I guess Joey didn't commit treason and weaponize that dual citizenship to go goaltend for Canada, so I'd call that a pretty decent 2 weeks. Glad to see Kempe finally getting some respect after a solid run for Sweden. Now, even though the US lost, I am happy for Doughty considering he worked very hard to get back from injury this season. But can we please quit it with all the pictures of him hugging McDavid? It's just gross, man. I am still speechless, man. A Connor McDavid golden goal against Team USA in the final. Couldn't have been scripted any better. Gee, thanks! And if you watching at home want to see some behind the scenes of how I came up with this brilliant idea, make sure to click right up here to watch part 1 of the latest If the NHL Was Scripted episode before part 2 comes out soon. Anyways, now that the fun and games are over, I am so ready to hit the ground running and close out the remainder of the season. Oh, you'll hit the ground alright. What was that? Nothing.